if we don't get up at Amrit Vela, then there is no foundation of meditation. And if there is no foundation, how do you become a karma yogi all day? So our task or our target is to be a karma yogi. So all through the day, while doing everything, while working, coming into interactions, we want to be in self-awareness and supreme soul awareness, so that all our actions are accurate. Because if we are not in self-awareness, if we are not in remembrance of Baba, then we are in body consciousness. And when we are in body consciousness, we will make mistakes. We will make mistakes through thoughts, words, and acts. And this is why it is very important to set our foundation during Amrit Vela. And sometimes, we don't understand the importance of this, and because of that, it becomes almost impossible for us to even check when we are being body conscious through the day. So because that foundation has not been laid, so let alone conducting yourself accurately, but even checking or noticing that you're making mistakes of thought, word, and act will become impossible. So Baba says that it is very important to get up at Amrit Vela. And then in Amrit Vela, what do we do? So, sometimes when you are new to the practice of Amrit Vela, so we don't understand that when we are beginning to practice Amrit Vela, so we have very high expectations, and you feel like some magic will happen and you will get some divine experience, and you will feel a certain way, or maybe you'll have a sakshatkar or something. But the thing is, even the practice of sitting straight or sitting in one place, just holding yourself physically in one place, is something that we will need to practice. Because I don't know if these days you even sit for 45 minutes without the phone. So just sitting in one place without the phone or anything is a task. And we don't have those sanskars. And these days we are, so I will tell you, there is this sister, and she went to Madhuban with me, and she's Baba's child for 5 years now. And then there were other matas, and they were asking her to come accompany them to the market, and she would keep saying, no, I won't go. So I told one mata, why are you bothering her? Let her be. She doesn't want to go. She wants to be with Baba. So, but they kept persuading. So matas are like that. So they still kept telling, come with us, we'll go to the market a little. So of course that's not Srimad, but whatever it is. So then she went to the market, and then she almost bought around 20 things from the market. And then I saw that, and I said, you didn't want to go to the market, and then you brought this 20 things from the market. So she said, I did not tell you, Didi, I'm a compulsive buyer. So I have this problem with me, and that this is why I was telling them I won't go to the market. So whenever I go to the market, I see anything, I have to buy it. So I said, what is this have to? So she said, yes, I have to. I cannot explain it to you. I have to. So, I have to buy everything I see, and that's a problem with me. So I said, okay. And I said, I don't understand what is this compulsive buyer, but anyways, you're saying it, so I respect it. So then I said, but work on it. Again, it's a sanskar. So she said, yes, I'm working on it. Now I don't buy the entire market. I buy a little stuff, like it's only 20. So earlier it used to be everything. Now it's only 20. So I've come a long way, although it's very difficult to explain whether I've come a long way. So I said, no, if you say you've come a long way, I trust you. So then I left it at it. Now you see why I'm sharing this experience with you. You see, people are even recognizing that buying can be compulsive. And this compulsiveness is a very big part of our life these days. So it's a big sanskar. So compulsive thinking, compulsive watching, compulsive listening, compulsive actions. These are something that, that's a very big Ravan ka sanskar. So now, you see, meditation is about conscious thinking. And it could be any thought, let's take, I'm just a point of light. But then we have this compulsiveness where, we are drawn to the effects of the environment, and everything you see starts, pulling you to think about it. So when you sit in meditation in the morning, taking a thought and dwelling on it is a practice. Yes, so don't think about getting experiences in the beginning. So do you understand that when a patient is in very bad shape and they go to the doctor, then the doctor will first talk about, detox. He will not talk about cure or healing. That's another thing. But just detox is a very big task at that time. And just so healing will begin much later. But there is a lot of work we need to do with ourselves, getting up at Amrit Vela in the beginning. And when you sit still, keep your body still for 45 minutes and just let it not be stiff, but just still in one position. You're not moving, you're not doing anything. And then just try to hold one thought. I am a soul. And even when your thought wanders away, just try to bring it back to, I'm sitting in the center of the forehead and I'm like this shining star, and I am radiating the light of peace like a diamond. So just like concentrating on a diamond kept on a table for 45 minutes is a task. So think about concentrating on the inner diamond for 45 minutes. So that's what you have to do in the beginning. And Baba says that, and you see these days we are doing everything out of these pulls from outside. So you plan to watch something, you plan to watch a class, and then midway you have these suggestions coming up, pop-ups coming up, and then you start attending to them. Or you're listening to a class on the phone and there is a notification, somebody's message, somebody's call, and you start attending it. So you see that we are very far away from being Swaraj Adhikari. So, our mind, intellect, our 5 sense organs, they are being widely dictated by the external world. So, you have to bring back, you have to reclaim your power of choice. Yes, so you have the power to choose what you want to watch or hear, or how you want to use your time, or what thoughts you want to think. But let alone elevated thoughts or powerful thoughts, or thoughts of Srimat, even if you keep those aside, are you just able to think what you want to think in the moment? So you want to think about, so these days students keep saying that I want to create a thought about study and I want to study, but I'm thinking about, lunch and what my friend is doing and how I'm feeling sleepy, or, what happened in the past, or I'm thinking about fears of the future. So just bringing yourself to thinking and watching and doing what you choose to do in the moment is a big step. So, just breaking away that vicious cycle of compulsiveness is a very big achievement. And I think, just let alone the experience of being a soul, or the experience of being with the ocean of love, leave that experience aside, just bringing back your power of choice, that you can concentrate on the fact that you are a soul inside, and the soul is of course beautiful and lovely, and the soul is peaceful and joyful. So when you bring your attention to that inner diamond for some time, that requires training. And these days, this meditation is also called sadhana. But in the world, even in the Lokik world, we used to do a lot of sadhana. So like dance forms are a way of sadhana. So classical Indian dance, if you learn, or music you learn, that's sadhana. Or you learn any of the arts, or even you want to learn language, or you want to learn anything that requires sadhana. You want to play a good sport, that requires sadhana. But these days, how many people are doing that? So we are all so there's no time and effort devoted to learning a skill, or developing an art, or developing an aesthetic sense. That's not done. So Baba says that just sitting and doing that sadhana is very important in the beginning, because sometimes we don't understand how much of damage we have done to ourselves. And when I will share one experience with you. So there was this one time when for the first time I went to Safdarjung Hospital, and I saw the hospital. So I'd never been to a big hospital earlier, and I saw so much of so I saw patients in such miserable conditions. They were like almost on the verge of collapsing or dying, and in very bad conditions. So if somebody is smoking, they've damaged their whole lung and everything, and now they are in the hospital. And then I asked the doctor, how does this condition go so bad? So they said that nobody comes for treatment, or nobody takes care of the body even until it just collapses. So people don't even pay attention to their body until it collapses. So you see that Baba tells us that we have 63 births of karmic accounts, and we have lost all our capacities, our virtues and powers. But do we understand? Or are we waiting for that collapse to happen? So, these days that collapse is also happening. So, the spiritual collapse where you are not able to think anymore, you are not able to, take any decisions, you are going into something called a mental condition. So, all that is also happening, but are we waiting for it? And there was this couple who came, and that lady was suffering from some issue with the mind, and then they kept fighting, even in that condition. The lady kept telling the husband, "You shut up, I'll tell my problem to the sister. Why are you intervening?" And then the husband kept saying, "You cannot explain, I will talk on your behalf." And they kept fighting in the center also. And then when I started talking to them, I told them, "You take the classes, you meditate." They said, "No, if you could tell us about a good doctor, that would help. We can't meditate, or we would not like to listen to Gyan or anything." So you see that people are not even willing to take up practices even when the collapse has happened. So Baba says that, do you realize that when Baba says that 63 births of karmic accounts we have, and 63 births of Ravan Rajya we have lived in, and the condition is really bad, and when in this bad condition we begin to meditate, then we are not going to have an experience right away. So we have to learn to sit, we have to learn to unplug our attention from outside and take it inside, and that's not going to happen in one day. So that's going to take time. So how do you do it? I'm just talking about how do you begin meditating. So just bring your concentration, unplug it from outside and bring it inside, and try to become aware that you are a soul, you are sparkling like a diamond sitting behind the eyes. And then just like you have taps in the airports and stuff these days, where you press the button, the water comes, and then within 30 seconds the water stops coming, and then you have to again press the button. So meditation in the beginning is like that. So you press the button, you come to the awareness that I am a soul, a sparkling diamond sitting inside, and then next moment you are aware you're thinking about lunch, or you're thinking about what happened yesterday, or you're thinking about what's going to happen, or you're just thinking about how dark the room is, or you're thinking about other stuff, or you're thinking about whether there's a lizard in the room. So this is the kind of when you notice yourself next, you will see this is happening. And then what do? You again press the tap button, and then again come to the awareness that I'm a soul and I'm sitting behind the eyes, and just try to connect with that inner self which is peaceful, loveful, beautiful, pure, and try to connect with that essence. And it will take a long time, and every time your mind wanders away, you have to bring it back. And have you seen that when you drive on a highway, so you have to be very aware that you take the turn whenever there's a cut, and you have to take the turn. And if you miss the cut, you just have to drive all the way up to the next cut and then come back. So it's something like that. So meditation, when you miss the link, again you have to start from the beginning, take the whole turn and come back. So again you have to begin, I am sitting, and this is the body, and I am the soul, and I bring my attention to myself and visualize. So another thing that we need to understand about meditation is, you cannot see anything. Will you see the soul? So some people, they just sit in meditation and they try to turn their eyes inwards, and they are wreaking havoc with themselves. So you're just trying to turn your eyes inwards and try to see God knows what. But even if you try to turn your eyes inwards, can you even see what's behind the eyes physically? These eyes are not meant to look inside. These eyes can only see outside. That's how this works. So these eyes, these physical eyes, can't see inside. Can you turn the eyes and see your brain? You can't see it. So how can you see the soul? So that's not happening. So you have to know that you are a soul sitting behind the eyes. Just like you know there's a heart, you don't question, right? Do you say, I will chop off the body and see the heart and only then believe there's a heart throbbing inside? You don't say that. You know there's a heart because they taught you in biology. Similarly, you know this is a soul because Baba is teaching you this. So when you sit with yourself, you just know that you are like the sparkling diamond sitting behind the eyes, and rays of purity, love, peace are emerging from you, and try to dwell on it as long as you can. And when you see yourself missing it, again come back to it. And this is how you practice. And then Baba is every day telling us, how to deepen our practice and deepen our experience. So today Baba is, so first thing first, get up at Amrit Vela. And when the alarm rings at Amrit Vela, you will have a tendency to close the alarm and sleep. But there's something I have practiced and it has helped a lot. When the alarm rings, just jump off from the bed. Just jump off from the bed. Don't stay on the bed even for one extra second. And when you just make that one decision, you're going to, you're going to have a good Amrit Vela. So don't even give that window of 10 seconds to Maya to intervene there. Just jump off from the bed and it requires willpower. So the more you ascertain this, that you get up from the bed, then you will, even if you can't concentrate sitting, so you're feeling sleepy or something, just keep walking mildly, not like walking, not like you are substituting Amrit Vela for a walk. Don't have that attitude that, I have to maintain physical health and spiritual health together and let me just walk, have a walk and do Amrit Vela. Not that. But if you're feeling sleepy, you can slowly, just be in movement and try to bring your awareness to the soul sitting behind the eyes, and then bring into your awareness that this is Sangam Yug and you're sitting before Baba. And you see, Baba is not a bulb light or a laser light. Yes, so sometimes children are concentrating on a point of light, but that's not meditation. So when we talk about meditation, it's the soul remembering the Father. It's not light remembering light. So I, the soul, remember my Father. So you see, whenever you remember someone, whenever you remember a person, do you remember only their face? No, you remember their qualities, you remember their characteristics, you remember their idiosyncrasies, what interesting things they do, how they smile, how they talk, and you also remember what they give you. So if somebody is, so I remember my grandfather used to give us jaggery when we went. So whenever I think about my grandfather, I also think about jaggery. So Baba says that, mind thinks by association. So there is a lot of association connected with the one you remember. And Baba says, you remember me, Baba. And Baba is giving us, Baba is revealing himself to us through the Murli every day. So Baba says that when you sit in my remembrance, you remember who am I, what are my qualities. So you don't remember a point of light, you remember purifier Baba. Yes, so Baba is the purifier. Baba is the one who is purifying. So then who are you when you remember purifier Baba? The one who is getting purified. Yes, so when you remember the purifier, you are the one who is getting purified. So you have to find that context where you and Baba connect. So Baba is the purifier, he is purifying. And who am I? I am the one getting purified. It's not like I'm just sitting there and I'm remembering a point of light and that point of light is shining. And what about me? How do you position yourself? So Baba says, that's how you have to look at me and think about me with my virtues, with my qualities. Baba is the bestower of happiness. So what am I? I am the one who is becoming happy in his company. Yes, and today in the Murli specifically, Baba says, you remember me as the gardener. Yes, I am the gardener. I am creating this beautiful garden of flowers called heaven. So when you remember the gardener Baba, so you remember Baba with his act. So what is Baba doing? Baba is creating a garden of flowers. So then your Buddhi Yoga is with the gardener, with the flower that is you, and with the garden which is Satyug. So in one stroke you remember all the three. So you remember Baba, who is the gardener creating Satyug, and you are the one becoming the Satyugi flower, and then there is the garden of Satyug that you remember, and you feel the happiness of remembering the garden of Satyug. So Baba says this is why, and then Baba says, remember me as the boatman. Yes, so remember me as the boatman. And what am I, the boatman, doing? So you are sitting on the boat and I am taking you across. And then you can see where you're going. So it fills you with happiness too. And anyways, sitting on a boat is also a very beautiful experience. So people go boating. So here you are sitting on a boat that is rowed by the Supreme himself, and then your destination is also so beautiful. So why don't you just go? So people go for these dives and these boating and this and that, and then where do they go? They are just when they take you on the boat also, they will just make a round and then bring you back to the same place. But Baba says, I, the boatman, am taking you to a world where there is peace, purity, prosperity, love. So Baba says, just think about where you're going and how the boatman is taking you across, and dwell in these thoughts. Yes, so we are all creators of our inner movies. Yes, you are always creating short videos, long videos, yes, big movies inside you. And then Baba says, I'm giving you beautiful scripts for those inner movies that you create. So look, experience yourself as the boat that's being taken across by Baba. Experience yourself as the father, as the flower that's being cultivated by the gardener himself, and you are going to be in the garden of Allah, or garden of paradise tomorrow. So Baba says that just look at me with my virtues, with my powers, with my kartavya, what I do. Just look at me like that. And then Baba says, I am the seed. I am the seed of the human tree. So when you look at the seed, where do you position yourself? So there's an inverted tree. So when you go to the soul world, the tree of souls is an inverted tree. And then you and Baba are sitting. Baba is the seed and you're the master seed sitting together with Baba, and Baba is looking at the whole tree and nurturing the whole tree, and you are also doing the same. And you remember that, you know, it's such a beautiful scene to watch, that, you know, when in meditation you sit with Baba in the roots, and Baba is the seed, you're the master seed, and you're taking the nourishment from Baba and you're nourishing the whole tree along with Baba. That's such a beautiful experience to have. So Baba says, this is how you meditate, not like you just become a point and remember a point, and you think that Baba is some kind of laser light. That's not what Baba is. And so Baba says that, so what I find is, pay attention to getting up at Amrit Vela. Know that there is 63 births of residue inside us. So we need a lot of meditation. And you see that this residue that we have inside us of all the karma that we have done under Ravan's influence, that residue cannot be seen by us because we are blinded by Ravan, right? So body consciousness is beautiful, you can't see it. So, you know, you can't see your own body consciousness, but that whole damage that we have done to ourselves in 63 births, that's the reason why we are who we are and why we attract what we attract. Yes. So if you want to know how much of karmic account you have, or how much is your burden of sins, just look at the state of mental, physical health, the state of, you know, surroundings and everything that you have, and just ask yourself how much better you would like it to be. So, you know, and that better is not going to happen by any other method than changing who you are. And how do you change your vibration? When you sit in the awareness of your own purity, your own dignity, when you sit before Baba, who is the purifier, who is the seed, and you just emerge that whole journey of yours, emerge your divinity, emerge your seed state, emerge your virtues and powers by sitting before Baba and remembering Baba as the ocean of virtues and powers. That's how, you know, you will start attracting differently. And Baba says that tomorrow the world will be Satyug and you will be a deity, but how do you ensure you will be in that world? By vibrating differently. And how do you vibrate differently? When you sit in Baba's remembrance and finish that whole residue of 63 births. And this is something that you have to do every day. Do you understand that when there is when a room gets very dirty, it doesn't get cleaned in a day, but every day you clean it a little, and then within a year you see, you know, it's all the dirt is gone, but you have to scrub it a little every day. And that's how, you know, we have to be very patient with this practice at Amrit Vela, and sitting with ourselves and just allowing ourselves to clean ourselves with the light and might of Baba. And every day you do this bit by bit, and those 63 births of karmic accounts or your sins will burn away. And Baba is telling us that this has to be our, and then Baba also talks about donating knowledge. So, Baba says the biggest donation is the donation of knowledge, but you can only donate what you have. So, first let's fill our aprons. Just fill yourself with the intoxication that in this Sangam Yuga you're playing your part with Baba himself. And when you have that intoxication that God is my parent and teacher, then you tell anybody that God has come from the soul world, they will believe you. Otherwise, you yourself don't have the intoxication. You are telling somebody God has come, and with a fallen face and with a dry face, you're telling somebody God has come. They say the God came, he did nothing to you. What is so what is so good about God coming? So they should be able to see that in your face. So first imbibe, and then when we take the treasures from Baba, when we heal ourselves from Baba, when we fill ourselves from Baba, then you also teach others to do the same. And then Baba has come and Baba is giving us Shrimat, and Baba is doing hand holding for us, and Baba is directing us at every step through the Murli. And the Murli is the biggest treasure of Sangam Yuga. And Baba tells one very big importance of the Murli today, which is, when you listen to the one, you create oneness among yourselves also. Yes, so when each child of Baba follows Shrimat, then you are in harmony with each other also. Yes, because at that time what I think and what you think doesn't matter, but whatever Baba says in the Murli prevails. So Baba says, you also, when you give that importance to Shrimat, then when you donate knowledge, you will also be able to underline the importance of Murli to every soul, and they will also start aligning themselves with Baba and with the Brahmin family, because when you are connected with the one, you become one among yourselves also. Okay, Om Shanti.